Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a whole new episode of Full Seam Ahead. I'm your host, Zoe, co-host on the other side, Mr. Ken too. How we
Y-
doing today, brother? How we doing?
Nervous, excited. I don't think the Astros have been this close, like this playoff atmosphere, this tension in a while. So that's how we fit in.
I want to say the last time Astros fans have felt this way, you got to go back to 2015. And the same schedule was almost, I think it was aligned kind of similar to this year's schedule. Last year, I'm not last year, 2015, they had to go travel to Seattle, and then they went to Phoenix to clinch a postseason berth in that wild card to play against the Yankees in 2015. Same scenario here, which I mean, the defending world champions is playing for. At this point, it looks like a wild card spot, but you don't know what can happen in the American League West because
I know
Texas is still trying to
Yankees.
clinch. Yeah, no Yankees, no Red Sox, no Cardinals for the first time in 30 years. That just tells you how historical those franchises are. But I mean, you said it yourself. It was a roller coaster this series against Seattle. I mean, tempers were flared, energy was up, vibes were immaculate. I'm guessing over there in T-Mobile Park, the boys got it done. They went 2 for 3 in that series against the Seattle Mariners. They keep they control their destiny as now that they're calling it from AT&T Sportsnet, and then just even everywhere that you see on social media, and even from the beat writers of the Astros. But Angel, tell me, man. I mean, we're telling this episode 133 unplugging Electric Factory because that's what T-Mobile Park is called for the Seattle Mariners, the Electric Factory. How are we feeling? Give me that one word to describe the series.
I'm feeling pumped, and honestly, I'm feeling pumped because the way the Astros, like how they reacted after that Neris and Julio Rodriguez saga, they went like the next happening and put up some points. Neris got the job done. He wanted to
Yeah.
motivate it, like he wanted to motivate those guys. Like I feel out of all the pitchers we've seen him out, Neris comes in with so much energy. Like he throws every pitch that gets his last. When he's like gets a big out, you can see that emotion flare, and that's what the Astros needed. Like we're talking off air that something like this team feels like it has no energy, and Neris bringing that, rallying the troops, and you saw what happened. The offense took off a little bit after that as well, but I do want to say, like, I know there was this like a story about him saying a racial slur, and that's not what happened. He did have an apology letter that you can find online, but he like record show he did not say anything. But yeah, it was Nair's got the job done. It was electric feeling, and what I'm curious to see is if that energy like goes on to Arizona in the heat over there. Because yes, the Astros are in a good spot. They needed that third game because if they didn't win that third game, it was a bunch of wishing and hoping. Like they had to hope this scenario happens, and that's not where that's not where you want to be. So, like you said, Astros control their destiny. They just got to win. That's it. And if they win all three, they have a chance to win the division. But the way it's looking at is like that's the Rangers division we're looking at. But hey, there's a chance, and we'll get more into that in a little bit. But it's gonna be a battle. You thought Seattle was a battle? Well, Arizona is in the second wild card spot, and that NL wild card spot is close. I think there's two teams like the Padres are still in it. There's like two teams, like a few teams that it's like by a game and a half a game. So
Yeah.
they want to win as well. So Astros got to do what they got to do, and it's on the road, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, another crucial series, I'd say too.
Yeah,
Against, I mean, you done it over there in Seattle with one, and then the last one right here, this last series of the 2023 season, you got to do it against the Arizona Diamondbacks, which we'll talk about our preview later. Like Angel said too, we'll talk about the playoff scenarios that the Astros have, but the National League wild card too. You got San Diego, you got Cincinnati, you got Chicago, you got Miami too that's still in it, and the Arizona Diamondbacks holding that second wild card spot. But with this series, real quick, I mean, game one, Justin Verlander got it done for the Astros. Offense was clicking too. Game two, man, there. I mean, a lot of it just did not go the Astros' way. Defense was poor. I mean, 3 errors is not going to win you a lot. Ball games, runners in scoring position. I believe at the end of the game, it was like 2 for 13 with 10 left on base. John Singleton, too, with the bases loaded with no outs. A lot of debate on that if you would put Michael Brantley in that spot since since Dusty Baker did announce that he was going to be playing on the game on Wednesday's game. But it is what it is. They did lose that game, and game three, obviously, like Angel, you were saying. I mean, Hector Neris's energy. Frember did do a good job, but before two, just the umpire, the home plate umpire missed a lot of calls in the zone, out of the zone for both teams. I'm not going to say
Yeah,
just for the Astros,
it was
but
both
even for
ways.
the yeah, it was very crucial. Mike Ford with Hector Neris coming up to pitch in that first inning, and Mike Ford was the first batter he's faced and didn't go Ford's way. It was a ball outside, but the Blue gave him a strike call. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. But you want to lead us off with our shout outs? I mean, come on. We haven't done shout outs in a while. We had to bring it out, but no pros and cons. Angel, shout us out. What do you got?
Yeah, so we actually have a handful of shout outs, and mostly offense. We do have some pitching, but let's start with the big man, Jordan Alvarez, who just loves torturing Seattle. That is your your king of the sea right there. So Jordan Alvarez, 3 for 12. That's a 250 batting average. He had one double, two home runs, two RBIs, and he was walked 3 times. Now, I know he's not on our list, but I want to give a mini shout out to Kyle Tucker because if you walk the person in front of me 3 times, that's just telling me that you think he's better than I am. So, like, hats off for him for taking advantage when it mattered the most. Again, Jose Altuve as well, 6 for 14, 429. That's the Altuve Astros fans are used to seeing. One double, one RBI. Again, it's hard to get RBIs in that leadoff spot, but he does need to get a little bit better at RBI. Like he's one of the main ones that needs to get better with in RBI situation as well. And what does Michael Bradley do? All he does is hits. 4 for 5, 800 batting average. Albeit he played that last
One
game,
game.
but
Yeah.
still 4 for 5, and then he had like a sore shoulder like not that long ago. That's pretty impressive. He had a double, one RBI as well, and then the bat, the swing that was heard, the swing that led this rally, Mauricio Dubon. Yeah, he was 2 for 9, but that was a big home run. That was a big home
Yeah.
run. If there, there's a chance if Mauricio Dubon doesn't get that home run, this game could swing at any moment. Because if you see the Mariners scored right back, like they almost they cut the lead to one right after that, so you could never know what happens. But it gave the Astros 4 winning in the fourth, and then the a future Hall of Famer Justin Verlander, 8 innings pitched, 3 hits, one earned run, walk, 8 strikeouts, 96 pitches, 65 strikes, and he set the tone for the series. But also he saved the bullpen. Like eight
Yeah.
innings pitched. Because if you see, I think Framber only pitched four, surprisingly, and then
Hmm.
how many did what's
The
his name go?
bullpen pitched pitched the 5 innings in that last game of that series.
Okay, so there you go. So a little fresher bullpen as well. So it was great. It was great to see on that one. But a lot of like again, we had a handful. So a lot of good things happened. The Astros won the series, and now you got to do it in Arizona.
Yeah, you do. But before we get on to our playoff scenario, let me throw my last shout out and my only shout out to that Astros bullpen. I mean, the Astros bullpen stepped up. You said it right there that Justin Verlander that first game saved the bullpen. He pitched 8 innings that game. Only one reliever came in that game, and that was Brian Abreu. After that, the second game, you had Bennett Souza, which Bennett Souza has been really great for the Astros since he's been in that uniform. He was clayed off waivers from the Detroit Tigers. He's found a home in Houston. Not, it's unfortunate that he won't be used in the postseason. um Chandler Rome has more info about that if you go look at his social media. But I mean, Bennett Souza 1 1/3, 0 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 2 strikeouts in 4 games with the Astros. 5 1/3 combined, 0 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 7 strikeouts. A lot of zeros on the board, and that could look like a possible lefty that will be in the Astros bullpen maybe next year, because the way he's been pitching this second half for the Astros, it's been a very, very, grateful situation for the guys. But the guys that we really got to shout out, like you were saying, that Framber Valdez did throw 4 innings that game, which was surprising, but at the same time, too, he threw 80 pitches and he had a lot of walks as well. But mentally, the home plate umpire wasn't giving him the calls. But Kendall Graveman was the first guy up. 1 inning, 1 hit, 0 runs, 0 walks, 1 strikeout. Great job on his part. Hector Neris, on the other hand, this is the guy that you said, Angel. He brought the energy. I think somebody had to do it because the Astros don't have a captain and a vocal leader in that clubhouse. You can maybe say Martin Maldonado, but that guy is long gone now, and that was Carlos Correa. Now he's with the Minnesota Twins, which the Twins have that third seed in the American League postseason race in 23. But Hector Neris, real quick, 1 inning, 0 hits, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. And of course, striking out Julio Rodriguez is big because that guy is one of the most electrifying baseball players that you're going to see this season and possibly for a long time, especially for the Seattle Mariners. But after he struck out Julio Rodriguez, he started going towards him, chirping at him. Like you were saying too, Angel. I mean, none of them words were racial, homophobic, nothing like that. They've known each other. They played on the same team in the WBC, the World Baseball Classic this year with the Dominican Republic. Hector Neris and Julio Rodriguez saw each other at the mound when the benches cleared in Houston with Framber Valdez. I don't think there was anything intentional. There was nothing. It's just the energy of the game. It's just the stakes are high at that moment because you know a win is going to help that team get to the promised land.
And I do want to say something. The Astros' game plan on Julio Rodriguez was phenomenal. He didn't record a single hit against the Astros. He was 0 for 4, 0 for 4, and 0 for 5. Literally.
Wow.
So, like you said, that's one of the big guys. That's the guy who rely on. He has a major league record for the most hit in a 4 game span. Like this is legit. And being able to limit him to 0 hits, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, and especially that last series at Minute Maid Park. I mean, he put on a show because before the Mariners played the Astros, he was doing all that damage at KC. And then he comes to Minute Maid Park and he continues doing the same thing. I believe he won Player of the Week that week when they faced the Astros in Houston. So you're talking about one of the best players that's going to be in the American League West for a while, and in the Seattle Mariner uniforms, especially for a while. But Brian Abreu, like I said, Monday he pitched 1 inning, didn't give up no hits, no runs, no walks. He did strike out one. This guy is a workhorse. The Astros needed somebody to go at least to try to give him 2 innings because they did throw Rafael Montero. They did throw Ryan Stanek. They did throw Phil Maton on Tuesday night's ball game. So they needed somebody, and Brian Abreu answered the call. 1 2/3, 1 hit, 0 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. He did throw 44 pitches that game on Wednesday night, 27 more strikes. I don't know if it was a career high or a season high, but for sure I want to say it's a season high because you haven't seen him go 2 innings plus in a good while, and if he's had gone 2 innings, it's been under 44 pitches. So credit to Brian Abreu. This guy and the bullpen really, it's going to be Hector Neris and him trying to lock down some new contracts pretty soon. And that them two are really important for the Astros bullpen down the stretch. But real quick, with a little bit of history of Brian Abreu too, I think he's trying to break some history as well. He has now thrown 26 2/3 scoreless innings. The reliever who holds that record in Astros history, Angel, you want to you want to get a crack at this?
Let me see. Veteran relievers, old school, I would say like Billy Wagner or, those big guys like that. Maybe throw in Roberto Osuna, Presley. What you got?
It is Ryan Stanek, 27 and a
Okay.
third. So he's very close to breaking Stanek's record. And that record was just last year, 2022. And it's about to be broken this year in 23. But Ryan Presley to finish it off, America's closer, the Astros closer, whatever you want to call him, because he did pitch for Team USA in the WBC. He went 1 1/3, 1 hit, 0 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. If the bullpen continues to throw like this, there is no way, and especially if the Astros make the playoffs, there is no way hitters are going to be able to dominate the bullpen. And the Astros bullpen have been one of the best this season. Real quick, I have something on that I saw on AT&T Sportsnet. I did share it with you, but to the fans that's listening right now, AT&T Sportsnet had put this on their broadcast last night after the win. Since September 20th, the Houston Astros bullpen innings combined 27, They have an ERA of 0.67, an opponent batting average of 133, 32 strikeouts ratio to 10 walks, 5 shutout innings on Wednesday night's ball game. That just shows you how incredible this bullpen has been for this organization throughout this whole year, especially with starting pitching, the struggles, how it's been since Framber Valdez, second half hasn't been strong. Christian Javier, same thing. Luis Garcia losing on with Tommy John. Jose Urquidy with the injury. LMJ didn't come back from his injury. Justin Verlander, little shaky some starts. Just shows you right there how important the Astros bullpen is and will be for the foreseeable future of this season. But
Yeah.
Angel, let's get you want to add on
No,
anything
no,
before
no.
we move on?
No, I was gonna agree with you. No.
Exactly. But playoff scenario, and this time we do got a little thing showing up. Let's
Okay.
do it. Right there. We're going to post it right there on our YouTube page. If you're watching us, we did just post the postseason picture as of right now. So if you're looking at the picture, you got the Baltimore Orioles as the first seed. The second seed is the Texas Rangers. Third seed is the Minnesota Twins. Fourth seed wild card is the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Fifth, Toronto Blue Jays. Sixth, Houston Astros. They take care of that wild card spot as of now. But it could be some interesting moves coming down the stretch. Astros hold an 87-72 record. They're 2.5 behind the Texas Rangers for first place in the American League West. The thing could shake it up right now, Angel, is the Blue Jays are 87-71. They have one game tonight against the New York Yankees. I don't know if that game has finished or not. But after that, they welcome Tampa Bay to the Rogers Center in Toronto, Canada. So my question to you is, sir, where would you want to be in this wild card spot? Because we will go down the AL West, talking about the scenarios for the Astros to clinch the West. But as of right now, how do you feel? Would you rather play the Minnesota Twins in Minnesota, or would you rather play the Tampa Bay Devil Rays in Tampa Bay?
I think that was. I mean, no disrespect to the Twins, they're still a good baseball club, but I like the Astros' chances where they're at right now in that sixth seed. Um, the reason is because again, Tampa Bay at home, they're pretty good. Like as you saw, so Tampa Bay will be the fourth seed because the Astros aren't passing the Tampa Bay Rays, so the Astros
Mhm.
if they surpass the Blue Jays, they'll be the fifth seed. So they'll be more good on the road. And yes, they have been great on the road, but Tampa has been great at home. So something would have to give on that one.
Mhm.
But if I'm looking better picture, right? So the Astros against the Twins, I like that series. They'll be away for most of the games, which would again the way the Astros have been playing away, it might be looking like a little 2019 where you know whoever can play better at home will come up on top. But the matchup that I like is if the Astros are able to surprise the Twins, the Astros have had the Rangers number all season,
Mhm.
and then that series against Baltimore, like it was even, it was 3-3, so that's like a game 7 type of game. So whereas the Astros completely dominate the Rangers, so if they stay in that 60, they beat the Twins, they'll go against the Rangers, and then they'll be in the if they're able to win, if history of the season continues, they would be in the ALCS. So I don't know. I kind of like that 60. What about you?
I do too. I do too. Sorry, my phone's in the background, house phone. But the Twins too. On the other hand, I mean, they do got good starting pitching, which you have Pablo. What's his name?
Pablo
I have him on my
Lopez.
fantasy team.
Pablo
Yeah, I have him
Lopez.
on my fantasy. Yeah, fantasy
Sonny
team.
Gray.
Pablo Lopez, Sonny Gray, and Joe Ryan. In the beginning of the season, if you do remember, the Astros struggled doing. I mean, they struggled hitting against. I think it was Joe Ryan and Sonny Gray in the first two games of the series. I believe they had like 15 plus strikeouts in each game. You got to remember too, Minnesota hasn't won a playoff game in a good while at home. They haven't won a playoff game in a while too. I don't have the numbers in front of me, the last playoff game they've won, but I do agree. I do like the Astros' chances going to Minnesota compared to Tampa Bay. You got Tampa Bay. You have Tyler Glasnow as a starting pitcher. I believe too they have some other starting pitchers. Go ahead, give me the facts.
So the last Twin playoff victory came October 5th, 2004, with Johan Santana grabbing the win on that
Good
one. And
gosh.
guess who took the loss?
Is it a former Astro?
No, Hall of Famer.
What's the team?
M- Uh, I think it was against the Yankees, I believe.
The Yankees. I'll go. I would say Andy Petty, but Andy Petty, I think, was with the Astros at that time in '04.
Yeah, it was the Yankees.
Mike Messina.
Mike Messina, yeah, he took the loss.
Wow. Damn, that was just a good guess right there.
Oh yeah,
But
Mike.
but Tampa Bay, I mean, the Astros had played over there at the Trop, and they did lose both their games, I believe, in 2018 or 2019. One of them games, one of them series in that year. But yeah, I think, like you said, you take your chances in Minnesota. You did play good against the Texas Rangers this season, especially right now with the Rangers. There's a possibility, Angel. Max Scherzer could come back. There's like that. I would say a 40-60. 40% giving it that he could, and
Okay.
60% saying they won't happen. But there is a good possibility Max Scherzer could come back for the season to pitch in the postseason. Of course, with the Angels starting rotation, how it looks, you got John Gray, Nathan Uvalde, Jordan Montgomery, and your Max Scherzer pitches. I mean, you got him. But the bullpen is the weak link for the Texas Rangers. They're just not that good in the bullpen. I don't know how they've been down the stretch, but as of now, looking at the bullpen ERA, it's not the best in the American League. So you do take your chances against the Rangers, especially Astro fans. They do travel well. Arlington's not a far drive. That could be an incredible series to watch and witness because the Astros and Rangers never played a playoff game against each other. This
Oh
would be
wow.
the first time in
Oh, well, makes sense.
organizational history because I mean all through the years, I mean the Astros were in the National League. So
Yeah, it makes sense.
but ALCS too, you match that up. If the Astros do move on through where it's ranking right now, they could possibly play either the Tampa Bay Rays or because I firmly believe I think it could be Tampa Bay and Baltimore, but Tampa Bay or Baltimore could be in the ALCS, and that's where you would go if the Astros do make that push. But you got to think about it too. The Astros have been a great team on the road. They thrive under pressure for some reason. I don't know why, especially during this time when a postseason berth hasn't been clinched yet. But you got to like the chances of the Astros, um, down the stretch right now. Let's move on to the next scenario that we have. Yes, I don't know if the audience could see in this little screen that we have, but this is to show the American League West how the Astros could clinch the AL West or a wild card spot. We did get this from Austin Corey on Twitter, so shout out to him, just being able to share this information with the audience that Astro fans or whatever baseball fans are listening to the podcast. So, looking at our list on our outline, Angel, if the Mariners win 4, the Astros win 3, the Astros will claim the AL West. If the Mariners win 3 and the Astros win their whole 3, the Astros clinch the American League West. I mean, there's just a lot of scenarios. Astros win 2. The strong category would be Astros win 2, Mariners win 4, Mariners win 3, Mariners win 2, Mariners win 1, Mariners don't win at all. The Astros will still clinch a playoff berth and be in that second spot in the American League West. Astros win 1, you have to think about that part. If the Mariners win 4, the Astros are out. Mariners win 3 and the Astros win 1, they're out of the playoffs because the Mariners do have the tiebreaker against the Astros. But if the Mariners win 2, if they win 1, or if they don't win at all, and the Astros just win 1 game, they clinch that wild card spot, and they will be the second place winner in the AL West. And then lastly, the Astros win nothing. They get swept at Arizona, which hopefully that does not happen because the Astros need to continue playing their best baseball. But if that does happen, they don't win no games over there in Phoenix. Mariners win 4, Mariners win 3, and if the Mariners win 2, the Astros are out of the playoffs. And if, like I said, the Astros don't win no games, they get swept. And if the Mariners win 1 and the Mariners win 0, like no games at all, the Astros will clinch the wild card and the final wild card spot in the American League. A lot of scenarios right there, Angel. If you're looking at that graph, if you're not looking at the graph on our YouTube channel, like I said, this was from Austin Corey on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. It was a great job on him to put out this diagram because it just makes it look easier and it doesn't strain your eyes as much trying to figure out, okay, well, what happens if this team and this team loses and the Astros win? Well, it gives you the whole thing right there. So shout out to Mr. Austin Corey for that. But Angel, I mean, what realistically you see the Astros doing in this position?
Okay, before I answer that question, I just want to let the audience know of how crucial that Game 3 game was because if you notice,
Yeah.
if you look at the graph, Mariners are hoping and praying. Like they have to win. Like if I'm the Mariners, I'm like I'm winning 4, because
Hmm.
if I don't win 4, I have to hope and pray this scenario happens. So, but what most likely happens, what I think the Astros win 2. I think the Astros win 2 because again, Arizona's like they're not gonna let up. They're fighting for a wild card spot as well. So
Hmm.
it might be hard. So I think the Astros win 2. So I am saying that the AL West champions will be the Texas Rangers, right?
Hmm.
I'm hoping for 3, but I think realistically, Astros have a potential to win 2. And if they win 2, I mean it doesn't matter what the Mariners do because the
Yeah.
Astros will be the wild card spot. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I mean, there is hope that they can win the American League West, but at the same time, too, it's a little bit more difficult. You just need to punch your ticket in. Just watch how the Philadelphia Phillies did it last year. They were a wild card team. They beat the Braves. They beat the Padres. Well, actually, they beat St. Louis first, then the Braves, which are the defending world champions of that year, and then the Padres for the NLCS to go to the World Series. That's all you need. You just need to, punch your ticket in and anything can happen. 2019 national vibes right there as well. Remember, that was a wild card team that won the World Series against the Astros at home. So anything can happen in this game. That's the beauty of this sport of baseball, that anything can happen. You saw with the 2019 Nationals, I mean, they had 3 phenomenal pitchers. You had Max Scherzer, you had Steven Strasburg, and you had Patrick Corbin. Anything could happen. I mean, the Astros do have 2 great, starting pitchers. After that, it's kind of a toss up in the air. If Christian Javier could continue pitching like he's been pitching, not from the other start against Seattle, but then past 2 other starts, anything could happen in this game. But them are the scenarios right there. Like I said before, um, with the Toronto Blue Jays, they are 87-71. The Astros are 87-72. They have a game today against the Yankees. We're recording on Thursday night. And then they have a 3-game series against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, which they are still trying to get that spot in the American League East. I don't know, how many games back they are, but I believe it's still close. At least a game, I would say. But Andrew, you got anything else before we move on and go with our preview?
No, you, we did. I think you did a phenomenal job on that.
Thank you, thank you. I tried. I mean that last that last photo, I hope everybody could see because when we're looking at it, it looked pretty small. So if you, like I said, if you can't find it, go onto X or on Twitter and put at Austin Corey, Cory. Did a great job on that diagram. Shout out to you, sir. And thank you for letting us using it. But let's get that preview against the Arizona Diamondbacks. This is the last series of the 2023 season. Another crucial series for the Houston Astros if they are going to want to punch their ticket to the 2023 postseason. D-backs are 84-74. They're second in the NL West. As of right now, like we were talking about, and you saw in the diagram, actually the playoff bracket, they are second in the NL wild card, and they just won the series against the Chicago White Sox. They did lose that last game of that series finale, but they did win the series against the Sox. But very crucial series for both teams. Friday night is the stage and the spotlight. You got JP France, 840 start time. You got France on the mound for the Astros, 11-6 with a 3.83 ERA. He'll be going against a Cy Young candidate in Zach Gallen, 17-8 with a 3.49 ERA. Angel, that is a tough task for this Astros
Yeah,
offense. But JP France, on the other hand, he is a great pitcher. His last outing versus Kansas City did a good job. 5 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. He did throw 91 pitches. 58 of them were strikes. But he has struggled these past 2 months. I mean, it hasn't been pretty for him after, when he made his major league debut in May. June and July were good months for him, but has struggled these past 2 months in August, September. August, he was 3-2 with a 5.92 ERA. He had a 2.91 opponent batting average. September, he was 1-1. Well, he's 1-1 with a 5.75 ERA and a 2.86
that's
opponent
crazy.
batting average. It is very crazy because at a time he was at a 190 something in one of those months. But the plus thing for Mr. France, Mr. Jonathan Patrick, is he is 6-2 on the road. He has a 3.11 ERA. He is a road warrior, but his last two road starts have not been good. Sadly, it's not been good for the stash on his last two on the road in Texas. He pitched 5 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. And then his last start on the road against Kansas City, 4 1/3, 5 hits, 5 earned runs, 4 walks, 0 strikeouts. You see that pattern right there, them last two starts. I mean, the walks were big. The key for him and to end the season on a good note, especially his rookie season on a great and high note, limit the walks. That is the number one thing for France in this game. If you limit the walks, you make the batters put the ball in play, pop ups, fly balls, strikeouts, pop outs, ground balls, anything like that. Let them put the ball in play. You have a good defense, I guess you could say, behind you. I mean, the Astros are still good and defend the ball, even though that last series they did have 3 errors in one game. But I'd say max, you got to, in his pitching stat, you got to give up 3 walks max. That's it. You can't give up 4. You can't give up 5 because after that, you're looking at 5 to 6 to 7 earned runs in a game. Zach Gallen, on the other hand, Angel, I mean, we've heard this guy numerous times through the National League. He was a finalist or close to a finalist. I know a top 5 in the Cy Young last year, but last outing against the Yankees, 6 innings, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. His last start versus Houston, you got to go back to last year. He had 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. Chas McCormick was the only one that got the 2 runs on the board for him off of a 2-run homer. Home games this year, my God, this stat is crazy. He is 12-2 at Chase Field with a 2.45 ERA and a 2.27 opponent batting average. That is scary
Wow.
to go
Yeah.
over there to their ballpark if you're the opposing team and you got to face a Cy Young candidate like Gallen. But there is hope and there is a positive sign to see out of this. He has struggled in September this month. He has gone 3-2 with a 4.45 ERA and a 2.50 opponent batting average. Angel, what do you think the Astros offense has to do? Because there's a strong possibility, which I'm. This is my opinion. I hope and I believe that they should bring Michael Brantley into the lineup for these last 3 games. Yainer Diaz could be a possibility to start this game as well. What do you think the Astros offense could look like going into the game one against the D-backs?
I feel like you have to put your best offense foot forward, and honestly, I think that can look two ways. I think Dusty Baker finally put the best offense on the field in Game 3. Now,
Mm.
I know people are gonna say like, "Well, Marchi Maldonado was in there." Well, as much as I am a Yanni Diaz believer, those had those at bats in the second game, like that was like that's the rookie in him coming out, right? I feel like he didn't look
Yeah.
comfortable in there. He had bases loaded, and he
Mm-hmm.
struck out on 0 balls in the strike zone. He chased every single one of them. So it's at bats like that that kind of limit Yanni Diaz. That like if I'm like honestly, if I'm a coach, I see that I'm just like you kind of want to talk to him, right? So you want to put the best chance to give you. And honestly, like this debate can go on and on, but that lineup's gonna look like it did in Game 3 against the Mariners or Game 2 against the Mariners. I feel like with now the only thing could be like Chaz is gonna be in there. Now it's just between either Mauricio Dubon uh or Michael Brantley because I think that's the only difference, like one of that. So and then obviously Yanni Diaz and Marchi Manano, but it's gonna be one of those lineups.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not nothing against Yonder Diaz at all. He's had a great season. He is
Yeah,
ranked second in rookies in franchise history with the home run,
yeah,
with 24 or 23 home runs in the regular season. Credit to the kid. The kid had what 80 something games two under his belt, and he's still hitting the ball pretty good.
yeah.
But like you said, Angel, I mean, that first at bat against the Mariners with bases loaded, two outs, that is postseason environment right there. And like you said, zero balls in the strike zone. He chased and whiffed after every single pitch that I believe George Kirby was on the mound. So I agree. Martin Maldonado is probably going to have to catch these last three games. There's a, like I said, possibility Diaz does catch the game against France, but you got to go with your best offense. Yes, Diaz has been good, but at the same time too, I don't think he is postseason ready. I would say. Like I said, my thoughts, my opinion. I don't know if it's the jitters in him or if it's just the excitement too that builds upon you, and you're just trying to do as much as you can for your team.
Now there is like a good note out of that. So like what like you hinted on, that was a postseason at bat, right? Bases loaded,
Mhm.
like your team needs you, two outs. Excuse me, sorry. So that is a postseason at bat. But the silver lining is that it happened now. Like it
Yeah.
happened in the regular season. So I feel like now that was one of the big moments of his career so far. I would say, like offensively wise, now he's got it out the way. So maybe in the
Mhm.
playoffs or against his Arizona series, he's like, all right, I need I did it. It's nothing new. I'm ready to go now. So maybe we can see that change as well.
Yeah, and and Diaz has done a good job too. Even at some of his at bats, he's taken some pitches, and that's the thing. You just got to take pitches that are not in the strike zone. Gallon, he's gonna throw. He's gonna throw the kitchen sink at you. He's gonna throw everything that he can to make you chase, do whatever he can. Look at his scouting report, and then you got to remember who's on the other side of being that pitching coach. Brad Strom. He knows the Astros hitters. He was with the Astros for a while, so I mean, it's to be a crucial series. I'd say, like you said, Chas McCormick, Mauricio Dubon, but me firmly, I think you got to put Michael Brantley in every single game. Hopefully, Uncle Mike is feeling well, but at the same time, too, you got to put in your best hitters, like you said, your best offense. So Friday's matchup, very crucial. Moving on to Saturday, 7:10 start time. You got Justin Verlander for the Astros, 12-8 with a 3.32 ERA. And Arizona has yet to say who's going to be determined that game. So if Arizona wins on Friday night, then they'll be throwing somebody else. But if the Astros win Friday night, you're possibly going to see Merrill Kelly, which is their second best starting pitcher in that rotation for the Diamondbacks. So I'm just gonna put his stats out there just for the heck of it, because at the same time too, no one's gonna know what he pitches. Excuse me, Merrill Kelly, 12-7 with a 3.38 ERA. JV, like we talked about, and you said it before, Angel, vintage Verlander in that game. 8 innings, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. He will be pitching on 4 days rest. Does it affect him? Not really, because he's been doing that for a good while now. Ever since returning to Houston, he's done it multiple times this season. 4 or 5 days rest, it doesn't matter. JV is still going to pitch out there when the game matters. So moving on to Merrill Kelly, last outing against the Yankees. 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. His last two starts have been good as well. You combine those starts together, he went 11 and 2/3, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 walks, 10 strikeouts. His last start versus Houston, you got to go back to last season as well. He went 5 and 1/3, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Another guy that likes pitching at Chase Field is Kelly. 5-4, 2.70 ERA with an opponent batting average of 182. Very important for the lefties to look at him, Alvarez, Tucker, Brantley, because he has given up more home runs and more earned runs to left-handed hitters than he has done to right-handed hitters. Very important for this offense to be clicking in all cylinders against Kelly. Take advantage of the mistakes he's pitched in the strike zone. Make him pay. Anything else you want to add on, Angel?
Now, I would say is to pick on that fastball. He does have a -3 run value on it, and he's gonna try to get you with that changeup. So he's a fastball changeup type of guy. His changeup is an 18 run value. So that's elite changeup
That
he
is
has. So
great.
yeah, but the rest of the pitches, Four seam fastball, -3. Cutter, 0. Sinker, 1. Curveball, -2. Slider, -2. So you know what you're getting when you see Merrill. It's going to be that fast. He's throwing that fastball to set up that changeup. It's just your job to get that fastball when it comes. You know, I would say
Bread
be
and butter.
aggressive. Yeah, be aggressive,
Bread and
and when
butter.
you see it, swing it.
Exactly. Bread and butter is that fastball and changeup mix. And like you were saying, I mean, the Astros did see a great fastball pitcher in Bryce Miller. Miller threw that fastball high in the zone, in the strike zone, a bunch of times to the Astros hitters. And finally, somebody capitalized, and it was Alvarez. So after that, I mean, who was it? I think it was Alvarez. Tucker came up, and then I think Jose Abreu walked. That set up everything for Mauricio Dubon. Put the pressure, make him throw that fastball in the strike zone. If not, they're going to make mistakes, just like Miller did against Dubon. He threw a sweeper that did not break, and that was right down the middle, flat, for Dubon to take it to left. So, like you were saying, dude, be aggressive on that fastball. If you don't be aggressive on the fastball, it's going to be a long night. He's going to throw that changeup and hit the mistakes. If you're saying with all the negative run value with the other pitches he thrown, it could be a possibility he's going to be doing this same thing in this game on Saturday night if he pitches.
Yeah, I mean, and and he will. He will pitch. It's just a matter of Saturday or Sunday. He will.
Yeah. So speaking of Sunday, I mean, both teams don't even know who they're going to throw. It's a 2:10 start time, but in my opinion, and I've been a firm believer for about two podcast episodes now, Angel, I could see Jose Urquidy taking that nod. If it's not him, I think it's going to be Christian Javier. Javier Gonzalez, one of the Astros writers, did ask Dusty Baker if Hunter Brown was going to come in. You even mentioned it last episode too, and he said, "I don't think so, or we will see."
I don't know.
So I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see Hunter Brown being in this spot on a Sunday game, in a crucial game, especially to be in a position like that. So,
It could also
but
be
for
like those two guys you mentioned. It could be like how they did it with Charlie Moore and Lance McCullers. Like they just
oh
you
yeah,
know
piggyback
went
each
up
other.
each other. Yeah. So,
But
but they have to be ready.
yeah, definitely D backs. We don't know either who they're going to throw. I mean, uh, what's that guy you got on your fantasy baseball team? Where are we going on fantasy talk? It's PFAADT. I don't even know how to
Oh,
say that name honestly. Fat.
Pafad.
Fa-
Yeah,
We're
I
gonna have
don't
to
know.
get the Google pronunciation on that one. I mean, I don't know if Webster's dictionary has the pronunciation. I highly doubt it. But he's pitched, I believe, on Tuesday night's game. So I don't think the Astros see him. But I wouldn't doubt if he does come in that game on Sunday. I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So I don't have him on my fantasy, so I don't know how he's
You
done.
probably did at a time. I'm just gonna say that. I mean, we're
Okay.
adding and dropping on waivers, but it's all right. You got to do what
Hey,
you can to get the
it's a
championship.
championship. It's a championship. So I'm trying.
Exactly. But
But go
series,
ahead.
very crucial series for the Astros, even for the Arizona Diamondbacks as well. If they both can scratch each other's back and try to put both of them in the postseason, by all means, do it. But to me, I think the Astros got to win both games. They got to take the series. If they could sweep the series, by all means, perfect. But that's my logic about this series.
Yeah, and and there's a chance, like you said, he pitched on the 27th. What that's on that Sunday. Sunday would be what
Well,
the second
about 4
of
days.
October. Yeah, there's a chance.
Hmm. Yeah.
But
So never know.
moving on, it's time for our MVPs and our hot takes. So I'm gonna keep it simple. Keep it simple. MVP Jordan, he did well in Seattle. I think he continues to do well, especially in hitter-friendly Chase Field. That ball likes to travel, and you know who likes making balls travel is Jordan Alvarez. So potentially could see a home run or two. JP France. The reason why JP France might pitch MVP is because the Astros need him, and he's been consistent, and he needs a little rebound, especially going into the playoffs, get that confidence boost up. So I like him in this matchup. And then my hot take. I think this is a hot take that most Astros fans are praying for. They're lighting up those candles with Altuve and Yonan on them. So it'll be Astros clinch a world, a a postseason spot, a postseason spot. Because I don't know, there's a chance they can still win the division, right? So it'll be a postseason spot.
I agree. I think every Houstonian is gonna light up a candle that night, or even this series. Just every day, I think they're gonna light it because it's very important. It's very important. So, but my offensive pitching and hot takes from last week. I mean, last series, real quick. Jordan did a great job, phenomenal job. That home run, 116.2 miles per hour off the bat. My gosh. And everybody just like got out the way in center field. I don't know if you saw it, but like a missile, literally the Cuban missile right there. That is the definition of a Cuban missile. Was that Jordan Alvarez home run for his 30th or 31st, I believe, in his career. Bullpen was the pitching MVP for me last series, and I did hit it right on the coffin. Nail on the coffin right there. Bullpen did a phenomenal job. And then the Astros sweep the Mariners at T-Mobile Park. Very close, but hey, you take what you could get, and that was a winning series at Seattle. So
Oh,
this
I
is the
went 3 for 3
last.
too.
You went 3 for 3. Astros out hit the Mariners. Yeah,
Yeah,
you did.
and they did.
How long has it been since you had a 3 for 3?
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Hey, welcome to the club. But this is our last offensive pitching MVPs and hot take for the regular season. So got to end it strong, Angel. Hopefully we ended strong. Hopefully both of our everything goes 3 for 3 on this. Tucker's going to be my offensive MVP. There was 2 situations in the game this past series that Alvarez got walked twice, and Kyle Tucker didn't capitalize on 2 of them occasions. He did pop up to shallow left field, and he did, I believe, pop up to center field. I'm not 100% sure on that second one, but I do remember the shallow one and left. Take advantage of these mistakes, end on a good high note because Kyle Tucker hasn't had a great month of September, but end on a good note. So King Tuck is the MVP for me on that. Brian Abreu, I'm sticking to the bullpen, baby. I'm sticking to that bullpen. I believe he's going to get that record and break Ryan Stanek's 27 and a third inning scoreless streak. Mark my words right here on this podcast, Angel, because I think that's going to be broken because Brian Abreu has had a phenomenal and a fantastic regular season for the Astros this year. And then the hot take. You did go with the Astros clinching a playoff berth in the postseason. I'm going to go still with the series, and I think somebody could break some history. I said Brian Abreu. How about Kyle Tucker? Kyle Tucker hasn't had a 30-30 season yet this in his career. He could become the first Astro to do it. And I would say this is the hot take. I believe he does get it 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases, and will join Jeff Bagwell as the only Astros to do it. And Bags did it in 1997 and 1999. Kyle Tucker is 29 home runs and 29 stolen bases. It's possible. It is very possible that he breaks it this series against the Arizona Diamondbacks. What do you think?
I mean, Chase Field. I mean, it's a hitter's ballpark. It's big, but that ball travels, and I can see it. I can see it.
Gabby
I
Moreno,
mean,
too, a rookie catcher behind the plate.
it'll be a little like Zach Adams a lefty, right?
No, righty.
Righty? Oh, okay. Because I think
Yeah.
it was a lefty. I was like it might be a little harder, but I mean, if he's a righty, do it. Take it.
Try to jump on them starting pit, and especially a guy like Gallen. The Astros did a phenomenal job against Luis Castillo, and that's a Cy Young candidate for this year's
Yeah.
American League award. I could think you could do the same thing against Zach Gallen.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Hopefully, we're 3 for 3 again, and that's what we hope for. But we went on to our over and unders, and usually we do some like Astros and then some, like some players, right? But this time,
Mhm.
the Astros are going to win this series. It's going to be a all team effort. So all the over numbers are going to be Astros, either pitching, bullpen, and offense, because it's going to be a full. Like again, it's going to be a full effort. So the first one. Astros starting pitching allowed less than 6 runs in the series. This is a starting pitcher, so it does not include bullpen. So
Okay.
Astros starting pitching allows less than 6 runs in the series. Against Seattle, they allowed 7 runs. KC 14 runs. Baltimore 11 runs.
Damn, KC 14.
14. Yeah.
That was bad.
What?
Wow.
I mean,
I'm a little shocked about that, but yeah, I'm gonna go over, dude. I mean,
yeah.
I like to see some numbers go 2-2-2 or 2-2-1, but this Arizona Diamondbacks offense is the real deal. Corbin Carroll, one of the most prolific hitters in the National League rookies of of this year, and just really he's even in the MVP conversation, I believe.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. His first year in the league, but he's one of the best hitters. You got Christian Walker, who's had a great season for the Diamondbacks as well. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. just getting his first All Star bid this year. They got a lot of great hitters, so I do respect them. I can maybe see 7, possibly 8,
Okay.
but 6. Ah, man, you better pray and hope that everybody's locked and loaded in that starting rotation.
Okay. I can see that. Again, and then Corbin Carroll, I don't know if you saw, it was either today or yesterday. He got a triple and like he was flying. I think it was like 5, 6 seconds. He had or like in yeah, it's like 7 seconds. He got a triple like easily.
That sounds
So
like my 60 right there. That's just going from home plate to first base. You're racing in high school trying to do that. My gosh, 7 seconds from home to third is
something
impossible,
like that.
dude.
Yeah, something like that. I have to double check.
I'd
Something.
say 17 if anything, but 7, my gosh, like you got to be a insane freak to be going that fast down,
Yeah,
from home plate
like
to
I could
third.
be wrong. Like I could be wrong. Oh, okay. So this one's no, and that's not it. All right, I would have to look later, but he's done it in 10.7 seconds.
He's fast though.
Yeah.
He's fast. Let's just say
So
that.
no, yeah. So last year he actually had a triple in 10.75 seconds.
That's just
It's
insane. That's
yeah,
just that's like okay. If you would think real quick, we're getting off topic, but I gotta ask this: the Flash or Corbin Carroll wins that race at Truist Park? You think who would win?
Carroll, easily, easily.
I mean, the
I think
Flash
so.
has made some people fall down.
No, I know, but
Okay, okay. How about Usain
it,
Bolt?
oh, I mean, obviously he'll be Usain Bolt, right? But no, yeah. I mean, dude can run. Dude can
Yeah,
run. So
special.
I'm actually giving it to you right now. So I put up Statcast. I'm just waiting to for load. So his triple, just to get because I don't want the fans thinking he's supersonic and ran in 7 seconds. But I'm just waiting. But again, it was quick. But I'll get it to you in a bit. So let me see. It was. Give me a second. Just give me the exit velocity, which I don't care about. So okay, home to third. Yeah, 10.85 seconds. His sprint speed was
That's just not fair, man.
29.7 feet per second.
That's just not fair. It's just not, dude. That's my God. I wonder how fast these running backs at the combine, or not even running backs, but just even NFL combine players running in their 40. I mean, it's like a 4 something or 5 something. This guy's
Well,
getting down to home to third in 10.
yeah.
That's just insane.
And then 29.7 feet per second. So that's like kind of like a football running back. Like I think Field Yates posted that Raheem Mostert, Tyreek Hill, like they're
Mhm.
running 29.5 seconds, like
Yeah.
feet per second. So hey, Miami, like in the offseason, if Deion Sanders did it,
Tyreek
they
Hill.
need running back. Yeah, Corbin Carroll right there for. I mean, Arizona needs all the help they can get.
You said Deion Sanders.
He play baseball.
I know he played baseball, but I mean that's been a while. Yeah, that's been a while.
I feel like Corbin Carroll's a little small, right? But it's just and he has the speed for
Athlete.
it.
Let's just say that.
Yeah,
I mean, he's just an
athlete.
athlete. My
All right.
gosh.
So we both went over. I'll go over on this one too. So there goes
Okay.
mine.
Okay.
Yeah, I think over as well. I think 6 is tough. I mean, it's doable. It's tough though. The next one, Astros bullpen limits the Arizona offense to less than 5 hits. Let me give you some background on this one. Seattle, they only allowed 8 hits. KC 1 hit. Baltimore 16 hits. So I, I can go this one first, and I'm gonna gamble. And I'm gonna say
Okay. Okay.
uh, under 5 hits.
Oh,
Under 5 hits.
that's what I was gonna go to. Actually, I was gonna go
Okay.
under as well. This bullpen has done a phenomenal job down the stretch. I mean, KC. We talked about it last episode. You only gave up 1 hit in a 3-game series. That's insane. And Kate in the starting pitching gave up 14 runs if in the last over under we just said. That's why I said this bullpen has been doing a great job this 2023 regular season. So yeah, I'll go under with you on this. I could see less than 5 hits. If anything, it could be at 5. If it does get 5, I don't even do we still get the point? You think? Nah, it don't work like that. I'm always getting confused with this. I'm always getting confused. That's why I don't do parlays when we
Yeah,
go out.
yeah, I don't either. All right, next one. Again, this will be all team because it'll be a team effort. Astros offense scores more than 13 runs this series. Against Seattle, it scored 15, KC 12, and Baltimore 14.
I'll go over. This is crucial. This series
With
is very
Zach
crucial
Gallen, Merrill Kelly on the
with Zach
mound.
Gallen and Merrill Kelly. Yes, I'm saying it right now here for everybody listening on the pod. I do think they will go over 13 runs. I could be wrong. I could be wrong because them are two great pitchers. And I already said Gallen, Cy Young. Kelly's had a great season for the Diamondbacks, but with the Astros backs against the walls, they're going to do whatever they can to get a postseason berth, either in the wild card or either getting the AOS. You never know what can happen in this game. So I do firmly believe that they could score some runs on Zach Gallen, especially if they did it against Luis Castillo. You got to feel optimistic they could do it against Zach Gallen. So
Mhm.
I'll go over 13.
So you took my argument right out of what I was gonna say. I was gonna
Um,
say like if they did it against Castillo, they can do it against that guy. So I was gonna go
it's all
over
right.
as
It's all
well.
right.
No, you good.
You
You
could
good.
say it as well.
You good. You saved me some breath. So you good. I'm gonna go over as well. And then lastly, this is be a new one.
Damn,
Astros
a new one on
offense
the last
on the
time we're
last.
doing this,
Yeah, Astros
or at least the
offense
season.
bats more than 250 as a team. Their season average is 259.
Hmm.
I
More than
I would have
250
put
batting average.
yeah, I would have put the whole thing, but I didn't want to go and calculate every single one. So I just gave you
Come on,
the season.
show us that math major in you. Show us your calculus pre-cal, college algebra kind of thing right there. Show us. But I think it'll go over. Like the Astros, the offense last lineup in on Wednesday's game, they everybody got a hit, which is great.
Hmm.
Martin Maldonado went 3 for 7 or 3 for 10 in this series against the Mariners. I could see it happening. Like I said, if I said they're going to score plus 13 runs or at 13, I think they could do that too, not scoring, but having a batting average over 250.
I think so too. So I guess I can't catch up to you because I mean I agree with you on all of them. So
Well, and there are
congratulations.
some bold ones you didn't want to take.
Yeah.
Some bold ones you didn't want to take. Yeah, I guess I'm looking like I'm the winner here. I took this one from Angel and Enrique Cruz, which I haven't had him in a while. And I think he's
No,
pretty busy right now. There's nothing wrong with being busy.
doing
But
cruise
nah,
still.
I'm just doing Cruise Baseball Academy. So shout out to them kids out there and whatever and what he's doing for them. But Angel, this could be our possible last regular. Well, this is the last regular season uh, preview we're doing and things like that. So we'll just have to see. If everything goes all well, we proceed, and if we don't, then we will have another episode with the recap of the 2023 regular season. But follow us at Full Steam Ahead on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call that app, and on TikTok, Full Steam Ahead. Subscribe to our new YouTube channel, which we did get 3 new subscribers. Angel,
I
pretty
like it.
nice.
I
I
like it.
like it. I like it. So shout out to everybody that's listened to us and follow us on that new channel. This is our first year doing it, so we really appreciate y'all support. FSA Full Steam Ahead on Instagram Threads. You already know we still there. We're living it up down there. And follow us at your wherever you get your podcast platforms from Spotify to Apple to Google. But Angel, anything else before we sign off on episode 133?
No, appreciate it. Again, it's a long season. Appreciate all those faithful listeners that are listening to our podcast each time it is out, or even when you have a
Yes.
chance. So, appreciate the
Yes.
love and support.
Yes, a round of applause to y'all for sticking with us and listening to us throughout the regular season. We hope we gave you the best content, baseball, Astros content out there. But like we just said, well, like I just said, I mean, this could be the possible last preview we do and talk about the regular season overall in the next episode, or like like the Wolf of Wall Street, like DiCaprio says, the show goes on. The show goes on. Maybe the Astros do clinch a spot in the postseason. It could be a wild card. It could be an ALDS matchup. We don't know what they'll do, but we will let you know what happens if we do go into the playoff situation. Um, Angel, I think we might record it every single game, every night, just depending. So we'll have to see. Look at them eyes. My gosh. Look at them beautiful brown eyes right there. We'll see. We'll talk about it until then. We'll let y'all know what happens. But have a magnificent weekend. Have a fantastic Friday. Stay safe out there. Like I said, never know what can happen in the last series of the season. But till then, we appreciate y'all's support and loyalty. Be safe. Have a good one.
Peace.